Greetings internet, I'm Jimbo of the YouTube channel JB Wonders, and in today's video I'm at the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire, Hadrian's Wall. That's Sycamore Gap, and we're going to go to Vindolanda Roman Fort very shortly. Join us. We're going to have to steel rig now, then we're going to go and see the Sycamore Gap, or the tree that used to be there until some absolute toolbag cut it down. I think they're in prison now. If the weather doesn't hold up, it doesn't matter too much. It gives you a little bit of reality what it's actually like right up here by the Scottish border. We're in a place called Once Brewed, the infamous Twice Brewed Inn over there, where we're going to finish the walk maybe with a pint. And they are stinging nettles. Apparently the Roman soldiers or the centurions or whatever, it's freezing cold up here, and to stay warm, when they had bare legs, apparently they used to wipe themselves with stinging nettles all over their arms and legs to try and invigorate themselves and warm themselves up a bit. And the weather's back. Well, this looks like it's going to be steel rig. There's another pathway up there, look. There we go. Usually in the countryside in England or Britain, there's a sty, a gate or a fence. The only rule really is always close the gate, because the livestock can escape, and if they do, Farmer Palmer will come after you with a 12-bore shotgun. Oh, get off my land! Wow. Well, that's certainly got the old heart beating again. Oh, be gone, diabetes. Oh. Didn't need this extra layer. Oh. Oh, this part of the wall here, look. Jesus. Hey. Okay, look. It's part of the wall, and it goes all the way over there. And the infamous English dry stone warning, dry stone wall. Oh, maybe not. There's the Twice Brewed Inn just down there, and we're going to head now to Sycamore Gap, or what's now known as Stump Gap. Let's go have a look. In it we go. A lot of rebuilt bits, look. One of the many milecastles and markers along the way. We've got a lot to thank the Romans for. Meh. It's a little precarious down, but we're all good. Say hello, Jake. Now, if you can imagine this, I don't know, 30 something years ago, when Robin Hood and Kevin Costner and all that were filming here, the film crew would have been all around here. They would have been on this mound right here, filming that gap back there, look. And there's the infamous Sycamore Gap right there. The filming for Robin Hood would have been done over there, look. Sycamore Gap it became known as. I'm not sure why it became so famous. It's a gap, it's a tree, look. One never knows what captures the hearts of humans. It usually comes from movies, it comes from literature and stuff like that, and things become synonymous with an area. And that's most definitely what's happened here, look. Pretty rugged area for them Roman soldiers to be, really. And everywhere you look, not just in the buildings on the road down there, in some of the towns like Corbridge that used the stones of Hadrian's Wall to build stuff. I mean, look, everywhere you look, you've got shaped stones. Oh, let's have a little look up here, see if there's a view or not. Oh, this is steep. Oh. Oh, that's part of the wall, surely. Yeah. It's actually part of the wall, look. Imagine we could dig up this hill. The sort of stuff that you're going to find underneath here still. Everything from swords to all sorts of stuff, eh? I'm sure we can't make it out, but in that field over there, just before that bridge, look, there are 3 deer. This is where I need a better camera, but 3 deer just there. Which reminds me, what do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. I bought 8 legs of venison the other day, £16.32 I paid. Do you reckon that was 2 deer? Looks like a tool to me. Leave it where you found it. And here we are, look. They've the tree is sprouting, look. Well done, good effort, look. It is re-sprouting as we speak. Another tree here that was always a little jealous of that one, look. It's not quite in the gap, is it? But beautiful, look. There, and there. The view one way, look. Let's do a quick panorama, look. Beautiful. And that, my friends, is the proverbial rose growing from concrete. From a terrible deed that someone did for an unbeknown reason, it's regrowing, so there is some positivity there somewhere. And I'm sure that when we come back, maybe in 10 years' time, you're going to see a majestic sycamore rising in the gap again. We live in hope. I love this shit. If I was a rich man, I would spend a fair bit of time in England walking the trails and the historic trails. And that looks like a natural shelter. Certainly if it started peeing down with rain, I'd go there. Like a mini dolmen. perhaps if you dig down a bit, well, if you dig down a bit here, you're going to find all sorts of stuff, aren't you? But I think if I was a billionaire, that's what I would do. Rather than being a philanthropist, so to speak, I think I would fund archaeological digs with the guarantee that I had to be on them. Happy days. Indiana wonders. I love you, baby. Da 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 time. I love you, baby. Wow. I just had a real surge of positivity just seeing those, the new growth and everything back there. It's just given me a real little energy boost, ready to tackle the gloomy day. Blue skies do not bother this guy.
Thanks for watching this far, folks, and you know what, that was once the most photographed tree in England, believe it or not, until two absolute dweebs decided to chop it down. Why? Nobody knows. Perhaps it was mental health, midlife crisis, maybe they just really hated Robin Hood. Because let's be honest, that's what made it famous, right? A Kevin Costner cameo. Before Prince of Thieves, was this really the icon of Northumberland, or just a pretty nice tree in a wall? I mean, Northumberland is literally full of jaw-dropping views. Everywhere you can chuck a sausage roll, it's going to land on a castle, a crag, a beach that looks like it belongs in Game of Thrones. Yet somehow this one sycamore tree hogged all the limelight. Why? Because we were told it was iconic.
Cue here, take your photo, move along please.
Show me the old poetry, the verse of some windswept bard from pre-Robin Hood. The old paintings, the epic saga of that tree. Oh wait, nothing? Exactly. But here's the twist for me. Maybe its downfall is a blessing in disguise in some ways. Maybe people will finally get off Instagram autopilot and go out and find their own iconic spot. A cliff that makes you feel tiny, a ruin where your kids climb rocks, a view you'll never forget because it's yours, not the one the tourism board spoon-fed you. But, let's be real, there's going to be a large portion of people that will keep coming back here, staring at a stump, whispering,
"Ah, remember when?"
until someone tells them where the next iconic location is. But you know what? Maybe that's the magic. This tree may be gone, but in its absence, it's given us something better. It's a reminder that beauty is everywhere. It isn't where you're told. It isn't in the brochure. It's everywhere. Why don't you switch off your television sets, go outside, do something less boring instead? Go out and have a wander. If it's a shitty day, put on a coat. But wherever you go, let's be positive, let's be happy, let's smile at people, and let's try and have a good day. Every single one of you just watched this video. Let's try and have a good day today.
Here comes the rain, so we better get into the pub, either the Twice Brewed or down into the Sill for a snack. Let's go. We've just taken a road that says light vehicles only. It's a dead end and it says it goes right up to Walltown Crags, so we might not have to walk up there. Let's see if this little beastie gets up there, shall we? Back on wall again, up to another little viewpoint for the final one of the day, then we'll get going home. I'm a bit knackered now, I'm sure Jake is too. Let's get up to Walltown Crag. Back on the wall again. Oh, here we go. Walltown Crags. King of the Castle. And I am the dirty rascal. Walltown Crags. Aber butchers. It's been a pretty long day in among the wildflowers and sheep shit of Hadrian's Wall. As you can see, it's a pretty wild and rugged place. Look, see the cliffs there, look. Yeah, them kids are way too close to that cliff's edge for my liking. Back on wall again, and Walltown Quarry's a bit down from here, but you can indeed walk on the wall.
Wall walking.
Wall walking is a very underrated pastime. There's the motor down there, still got the convertible, which is nice, and in a minute we'll get the top down and go ripping through Northumberland National Park again at max speed 10. Feel that wind. It's absolutely stunning up here. We could sit up here all day, but you know what? Things to do, people to see, and I've got to see a man about a dog. I've got to go to the betting shop and pick up my forms for the football, because you know what? This time next year, Rodney,
We're gonna be millionaires.
going to be millionaires. Or this time next week when I've done the football bets. Bold, bankrupt, but loving life. If there's a post box and a postman goes there, then so can I, and so can this wee beastie, eh? Look, I know I started off this series of videos by saying Britain, Britain, Britain. But you know what? I'm not going to take you to see all the people of Britain. There's other people that do that, and I'm not going to show you the negativity. Like I said, there might be a little bit in this series of videos, but what I'm going to try and do is just take you where I'm going. And I do like to go to some spectacular spots. England and Britain are full of them. I like to get out there over the moors, castles, beaches, mountains, hills, and right now, here on Hadrian's Wall,